Hey guys and gals, this is Sonic Arrow with the Tier 7 Premium British Heavy Tank, the FV201 A45, sitting in my garage. Slightly earlier than you can get it for free, and this is all due to one very generous individual whose in-game name is Don't Shoot. So, I would like to thank you very much for the A45. I highly doubted that I would be able to get one of these things given the time allotted. I haven't been on World of Tanks as much as I would like, so it would have been difficult to get even the 8-day rental of this machine. If you're watching this video on the day it came out, you have the possibility of getting 41 points out of a total 45 that you require to get the 8-day rental and try out this machine for yourself. Of course, you have to be on the North American or Russian servers because those are the servers that are getting this FV201 A45. So let's take a look at some stats. We'll start with the cannon. It is a 17-pounder Mark 7, 13.95 round per minute, rate of fire, 171 millimeters of penetration, 150 average damage, 0.39 accuracy, and a 2.3 second aim time. So it's the same cannon you get on the Black Prince. 0.39 accuracy looks bad, but when you are playing and firing off some shots, it actually doesn't seem like it's 0.39. It's pretty accurate. Rate of fire is really good. Unfortunately, the penetration is a little low, but the premium rounds, 239 millimeters penetration, that's just fine. 150 average damage. That, I never really liked the cannon on the Black Prince, and this is kind of the same thing. But there are a few key differences. First, 1,500 hit points, 56.28 tons with an 800 horsepower engine. 31 kilometer per hour top speed. That is not good. This is a heavy tank, very slow, and if you want to penetrate some of the vehicles that you will meet, for example, tier 9s, and you want to get their sides, it's a little bit difficult to do. Let me move this over so you can actually see the numbers a little bit better. Armor, 76 millimeters of hull armor on the front, 50 millimeters on the side, and 38 at the back. And it's actually quite large and flat. The front armor, the upper front plate is very well sloped. You can get some bounces off of it, but the lower plate is pretty mushy. Turret armor, 152 millimeters on the front, 88 millimeters on the side and the rear. Not too great, and we'll take a look at Tank Inspector after this, but just for now, this right here can also be penetrated by the tier 8 and tier 9 vehicles that you might see, but this is most likely the place that you will bounce shots as well. Now, normal people don't actually shoot at the gun mantlet because they just assume it's pretty hard to penetrate. And this one does have some spaced armor on it, so it does have a little bit more armor than the rest of the turret. Right here, this bit on top of the mantlet, that's where most people are shooting at, or that's what I found people are shooting at me with. And it is very easy to penetrate. I've been shot at by Easy 8s, and they went straight through. They don't really have too much penetration, and if you take a look at this profile here, it's not very well angled, so they can get a few shots in here. This part might get a few bounces from an Easy 8, but then you also have the hatch on top, which is actually pretty weak. 380 meter view range, so that's not too bad. I put on coated optics to get a little bit of a boost. 570 meter signal range. Well, it's kind of something that you would find on a tier 7 premium vehicle. Not that great of a radio, but it's not too bad. Let's see, traverse speed, 28 degrees per second of traverse speed and 36 for the turret. So it'll be pretty sluggish in the swampy areas. Let's take a look at Tank Inspector. For the armor, I'm going to start at the turret, as that is where most of the armor on this vehicle is. Starting at the middle piece of the gun mantlet, you're looking at around 160 millimeters of effective armor, spaced armor. On this side, you go down to 105. There's a machine gun port, and this is basically it's a weak point. You can shoot it there, and it could penetrate. Now above and below the middle piece of the MacLeod is where all of the armor is. It's about 338 effective right here, and then below it's about 300, but most people don't really hit that particular spot on purpose. Usually they're trying to shoot at something else, most likely your commander's hatch, because that's pretty easy. Around the gun MacLeod you have about 165, 175, and then it gets thicker effective armor because it is slightly sloped, as you can see right there. And the main weak point of the turret is basically the top. You're looking at around 95 to 100 millimeters thick right here, and most people, even if they don't know this is a weak point, they do end up hitting it when they try to aim for your commander's hatch, and you know, sometimes the accuracy makes the shots miss, and it just goes straight through here. I've had easy 8s fire through here quite easily. Frontal hull armor, we're taking a look at the upper front plate, 127, 122 to 138. And we've got 110 millimeter thick strip right here in the middle, and then the lower front plate, which is slightly less than the upper front plate. So there you go. The top of the vehicle, not very well armored at all, 14 millimeters equivalent, and artillery are gonna love it with this thing. 31 kilometer per hour top speed, and no armor on the top of the vehicle. Let's start off with a little bit of sniping from the A45. You can see there's a panther that just showed up, and the rate of fire allows me to put 2 shots in. Well, okay, he's not actually going to cover, but I can put a few shots in. 350 meters, they're going through. Can I get another shot? Ah, that's all. Well, and now that you've seen a little bit of sniping, we'll get on with the actual games. Straight into the thick of things, we are in a Tier 9 match, and the tier matchmaking is also not very kind, because the enemy team have a 1390 and a WoT132 versus the FV, as myself, and a T29, and we've got a 1375 and a Bulldog, where they have a Tiger 1 and a 1375, and of course 2 Tier 7 Scouts at the end. So this vehicle, I found, even at top tier, is a little bit of a secondary line vehicle. Right now, I'm going to be a tertiary line vehicle. Straight at the back. Not too much penetration. I really have to pick my shots carefully. And I've gone to the eastern side because I'm hoping, well, I was hoping that the Lorraine would show up here, and myself not having to face an E75, because that's not going to be good. Couple of scouts here. I really have to pick out the soft targets because 171 millimeters of penetration is not enough to get through some of the Tier 9 vehicles that I've been meeting. ST1s, for example, and E75s, those are things that you will have a lot of trouble with. Even if they're not shooting you, you will have not such a good time. Ah, here we go, Lorraine. That's 444 meters away, so most vehicles wouldn't even make that shot. You know, some of the really accurate ones might even miss as well. And I'm trying to put a few shots into the 1390, not happening. Oh, it's kind of gone. Here's a 1375. At least the artillery's moving out of the way, that's good. And it looks like our T71 is coming in to see if we can mop up the 1375. Yeah, there he is. Oh, and I did not get to steal the kill on that one. And this vehicle is actually pretty good at taking down buildings. You got good rate of fire. Yeah, a decent amount of ammunition to be wasting, as long as you're firing the regular rounds and not the premium rounds, because those cost 3,200 credits per shot, or 8 gold. And with the rate of fire on this cannon, you're going to be hemorrhaging credits if that's all you're firing. And this is basically the top speed. I'm already at top speed. I cannot go faster than this. Which is a little strange, actually. Better than the Black Prince, but we're gonna have a little bit of trouble with this E50. He is on 100% health. But I gotta make sure that he doesn't notice me at all. Right? Yeah, okay. He's also fired, so this gives me free, well, you know, lots of time to aim and put a couple of shots in the side of his turret, which I'm not sure why he wasn't turning around. Oh, alright, he's put a shot in. We are doing a lot of damage to the E50. Or, sorry, the team is doing a lot of damage to the E50. Here comes the Waffentrager. I'm pretty sure he's going to come around and flank the E50 from behind. I'm going to see if I can put in a few shots. That's not so good. That's not good. Looks like he's coming for me. T-71 is picked not so very good place to be shooting at the E50. And hopefully the object can put a shot in there. Unfortunately for me, I hadn't realized that our Waffentrager Panzer IV, whatever it's called, has gone to try and cap the base, and our Object 704 has gone back to defend our base. So thankfully the T-71 is helping me out. And I'm gonna have to switch some premium rounds because that's a T-54 and an E-75 sitting in our cap. Or not really, actually it's just the T-54, isn't it? Trying to see if I can get some shots on the bottom or below the tracks, and I don't believe any of those people that are actually on the cap. E-75 is gone. T-28 is T-28 actually might be on cap. So let's see if we can put a shot in. Switching to HE. Might actually have to aim a little bit better than that, but there's the tracks, or just the T-54. I can do 43 damage to him, and maybe we'll win this one. It doesn't look like we've got too many people left. Actually, it's just me and an Object 704. So it's not looking too good. Oh, and there's a Ferdinand who's just tracked me. Object 704, what are you doing? And there's the artillery. So on to the next game. Not a great game for the A45. Only 389 points of experience earned in this match. But that was just enough to net me 3rd place on the team with 908 damage done to the enemy. But you're going to see that this is not a great game, mainly because since it's a premium vehicle, you want to make credits. And I fired 25 shots, 13 hits, 7 penetrations. That's very bad. And a credit earning with a premium account of only 1,446. Non-premium accounts would lose 7,375, so that's not too great. I admit the shooting was a bit off there, and I did get 66 defense points at least, but need to do a lot more damage with the amount of shots that I put out there. Maybe if the A45 was a little bit faster and I can get to the side armor of some vehicles, at least some of the heavy vehicles, it would do better. But right now, 31 kilometers per hour top speed is not to my liking. On to the next game. Alright, so now we've got better matchmaking here. I am top tier, and I've got a few places where I can use my 8 degrees of gun depression. There is a T-29 on the enemy team. That's going to be a little bit difficult to damage if he's going the same route as I am, and he gets there first, which is highly likely because my top speed is only 31 kilometers per hour. Also, there are 2 Tier 7 artillery on the enemy team. That's not looking too good for this vehicle because, well, not much armor on the top, not much armor on the sides and the rear, so splash damage actually does quite a lot of damage to this vehicle. SU-100 is going the lower path. That's good. I've got a T-29 as my backup, as well as an SU-100M1. Let's just slow it down a little bit. It doesn't look like anybody's made it to the rocks yet. That's interesting. poke out. There's a T-29, and whoops, sorry. Wow, this thing is very heavy apparently. And let's see if we can take out that T-29 as fast as possible. Come on, there we go, that's good. Let's take on the VK. Get rid of these guys quickly. Oh, a gold round was just fired at me. That's interesting. Side scraping in this vehicle is actually not too good, but okay, that E2 just... ouch! And there goes the ammo rack. So you'll want to watch out for that. The ammo rack might actually be located at the front of the vehicle, but definitely the front left side is where I get shot at the most, and that's where... sorry, not where I get shot at the most. That's where, when I get shot at, I get ammo rack damage. And this Tiger 1 is really timid. Should have been able to come out here and put a few good shots into me. He's actually not put any shots into me. And where is he? There we go. Looks like the Tiger 1's ammo rack is on the right side of the vehicle. Let's get back to base. There might be a little bit of a problem. Maybe. Or maybe not. SU-100, where is he? He's dead. Okay. No problem at all at the base. And here's where some of the cons start showing. Well, really the biggest con of this vehicle. The biggest thing, biggest fault of this vehicle. The one thing that I don't like is the speed. 31 km/h top speed. And if you're in this kind of situation where you've returned or trying to return the base, not quite getting there, and your team have actually defended it quite well, you are in no position to get back to the enemy base and do some more shooting, unless, you know, the enemy comes straight at you, which is what I'm hoping they'll do. This is the least covered area on the map for our team, but it doesn't look like the enemy are going to be charging down this road right here. Gonna move over towards the right. Maybe I can get a shot on the artillery. I am in draw distance of the artillery, and now I've got pretty good coverage. There is just that one rock in front of me that could block some shots, and of course the houses as well. So we'll just have to find out where that artillery is. Oh, there he is. And not for me. This was a better match than the last one. 720 points of experience earned in this game. Did get an ammo rack. That was really nice. Got a few spots there as well. 1,620 points of damage done to the enemy. 2 kills. And 10 shots fired, 10 hit the target, and 10 penetrations. That was really nice, and that also gives a really nice credit boost of 45,522 with a premium account, non-premium 28,400. And that is without firing premium ammunition, so my ammunition resupply cost is only 1,750 credits. So that was nice. I did get 1 bounce, a little bit of damage done to the vehicle. But right now, the A45 for me is going to take a little getting used to. It's kind of like how I was with the Carnarvon. That took some time for me to get used to as well. So maybe when I play it often enough, I'll get the hang of it. I won't be charging in as a frontline vehicle thinking, this is a T-29, I'm going to decimate everything in front of me. And maybe I'll fare better in future games. But right now, this is what I've got. I kind of want to be on the secondary line. But in this match, frontline did its work. I got there fast enough to put a few shots in. And you should be able to do some nice tracking damage as well. The Black Prince probably wouldn't have been able to do any of these things. It wouldn't be able to get there in time, but it does have the DPM as well. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and please press that like button, leave some comments, and I will see you in future videos.